here in the U.S., the verdict is in for the first Guantanamo detainee to be tried in a civilian court, and it is being seen by some as a serious setback for the government. Ahmed Gailani was convicted yesterday of conspiracy in the 1998 al-Qaeda bombings of 2 U.S. embassies in East Africa. He will be sentenced next month to at least 20 years, possibly life in prison for terrorism. The jury found Gailani guilty on just one of the more than 280 charges against him, including 224 counts of murder. Standing by this morning is CBS News national security analyst Juan Zarate in our Washington bureau. Juan, good morning. You actually called this verdict a disaster for the government. Representative Peter King of New York told the New York Times it's a tragic wake-up call, and in his view, really underscores the need for military tribunals versus civil trials in these kind of cases. Why this reaction this morning?
Erica, I think this result, which is a very mixed result, only one conviction out of 286 counts, is hugely problematic. It demonstrates the complications of trying to bring high-level al-Qaeda figures from Guantanamo into the civilian criminal legal system. Complications with presentation of evidence, complications with the longevity of their detention. It also demonstrates the contradictions of trying to hold somebody accountable in the criminal system, even if we are going to hold them in custody, regardless of the verdict. And so, in many ways, I think this starts to close the debate on the use of civilian trials for high-level Guantanamo detainees, and will certainly color the debate on how to handle Khalid Sheikh Mohammed.
Which of course, as we're working up to that, I want to take you back, though, to something you just mentioned. You mentioned the challenges with presentation of evidence, and a lot of people saying that is one of the reasons that, in fact, this is the verdict that was given yesterday. Talk to us about what was not allowed to be presented in court by the prosecution.
Well, the judge disallowed a key witness, a witness who allegedly had sold Gailani the explosives for the attacks in East Africa. That witness was disallowed because his identity was discovered while Gailani was in CIA custody before being transferred to Guantanamo. Also, his own statements given to the FBI presented in Guantanamo were not presented by prosecutors. They viewed that as potentially problematic, introducing complicated issues. And so those were key pieces of evidence that weren't presented, weren't before the jury, and certainly colored the verdict.
Juan Zarate in Washington this morning. Juan, thanks as always.